Hi friends, get ready with me while I talk about something a little bit more serious today. And the reason why I want to talk about it is just to bring awareness, but we're gonna get ready together and let's just dive into the conversation. Wet n Wild, this is the Photo Focus Matte Primer. So I am a survivor of human trafficking, and trigger warning for anybody that doesn't want to hear about something potentially scary or that might trigger them. I don't know, but and I'm gonna try to do this in order. My brain's a little scatterbrained, so hopefully I can get it all out and it will make sense. But yeah, so let's just start with like the definition. Human trafficking is a crime in which that forces, fraud, or coercion is used to compel a person for labor or like services or other things. I can't say what it is on here. And there's different like levels of it, I would say. And I'm speaking from my own perspective and my own experience, so everybody's might look different, but this is my like recount. Hold on. So yeah, so where I'd like to begin with this is like typically like people, there's all different types of human trafficking, but I would say that the one that people associate with or like that think about when they hear that word is someone's like walking in the middle of the night and a big white van comes up and the person is stolen off the street and never to be seen again. And while that does happen, but it doesn't happen like that all the time, and actually it happens more. Usually the person that's being trafficked, the person they know the person. Like, it's not a stranger that steals them. They like know the person, and it usually takes time. It usually takes years for the abuser to coerce or manipulate. They use all kinds of like tactics to make, to like coerce the person into doing certain things. And yeah, it can get really scary. So yeah, and this is not, I'm used to TikToks, I'm used to like pausing, so, and this is like I want to make sure I gather my thoughts, so just bear with me. So yeah, usually it takes like years. They usually like get to know each other. I'll just give you like an example. Like, say two people meet, and this is just one example. Two people meet, and they decide they want to be, they date for a while, they want to be in a relationship. I'll just show you what I'm using. Or maybe not even that. And then over time, the abuser will start bringing around, I'm just going to use like a girl and a guy in the situation where the guy's the abuser, just because that's what I have experience on, but it can literally go like for anything. So just keep that in mind. This is just an example. So the guy, is dating the girl and everything seems fine at first. And then over time, the guy starts bringing around other girls to like potentially make the girl jealous or for whatever reason. And the girl is like, not okay with this, maybe not okay with this, because it's like, well, you're in a relationship with me, this is a monogamous relationship, like, I don't want other girls being around, but he says, oh, well, like, this is my business, like, these girls are models. He sells it as like, these are models, like, they work for me, they work for my company, like, I need girls to model, like, it's totally fine, like, and then the girl starts to feel like, oh my gosh, like, well, why can't I be a model? Like, I want to be a model, like, why doesn't he have me be the model? So there's this little bit of like a competitive aspect to it. And this, like I said, I'll reiterate again, this is just an example. Like, it can look 1,000 different ways. So they start like competing. He starts bringing the girls around more and more, and then he says, oh, the girl was like, well, I want to be a model. And he's like, well, you don't have what it takes. And then the girl's like, okay, well, what does it take? And you know, they'll just like the abuser will totally wear down the other person to where they're willing to do anything, and to where their self-esteem is basically nothing. They'll be really nice to them one day, and then maybe the next day they will you know, they'll scrutinize them, they'll yell at them, they'll scream at them, they'll leave, they'll, you know, every abusive thing in the book they'll do, until this person is willing to do what they want them to do. When the abuser finally has enough control of their, I hate the word victim, but we'll just use it because I don't know what else to say right now, but the victim. So it's like a control tactic. And then, so like this can happen over a span of like months, weeks, and sometimes it happens a lot faster. And then sure enough, a lot of the times like the victims don't even know that this is trafficking, that this is like a crime, and that they, you know, many of them don't even realize that like this is like wrong. They think they're willingly doing it, when in reality they're being coerced, manipulated, and all of that. And it can get really scary. And if you haven't read the book by Jasmine Grace, she's actually from like the Boston area, but like her book is like a memoir and like a journal, and it's her recounts of like her survival with human trafficking. And when I read her book, I didn't really know what it was. I love memoirs, so I was reading it, and I was just like, oh my god, like this is literally my life in a book. And I like panicked. I had to like stop reading it because, well, for a little bit, because I was like, oh my gosh, like wow. But anyways, I'll kind of like go back to my story. Sorry, I'm like I said, I'm gonna jump around a lot. So I met somebody. I was literally working at a hospital. This was years ago, and I don't know, I was walking to the main building of the hospital, and this guy pulled up in this really nice car, and he gets out, and I'm like literally on like a 30-minute lunch break. I used to run like an adolescent unit, psychiatric unit, and so like I wanted every minute of my break. This guy comes up, rolls up in his like, in this really nice car, which whoop-de-doo at the time, but I was literally like 24, and he's like, hi, like I'm so-and-so, and I've just been dying to ask if you can like, would you want like to go on a date with me? And I'm just like, sure. Like I don't know, like I didn't really know what to say. I just wanted to like rest, because I was like having a super stressful day, and I just remember it was Halloween, like October 31st, and like I didn't really like think too much of it, and I was young, so I was kind of just like, oh, whatever. So we ended up going to a bar, or like we were texting for a while, and it turns out we had like a lot in common. And at first I was like, I don't even care about this guy, like I'm probably not even gonna go out with him. But like then we started texting, and then like we actually like had a lot in common, so I thought. So I was like, all right, well, I'll give him a chance, and I'll go out with him. So we met at a bar like that weekend. Sorry, it's like so hot in here. And we met at a bar, and we just like hit it off, I guess. And everything seemed really normal. It seemed like too good to be true. He was like really nice. He always opened all the doors for me, like even a car door. I never like touched a door handle, and I just really liked that. And he like showered me with gifts, which is like love bombing, I guess. Not, you know, like if someone's showering you with like expensive gifts all the time, and just it seemed too good to be true. And he was very like pushy about dating. Like we only knew each other for a week, and he was like, I love you, I'm like madly in love with you, blah blah blah. And I thought that was my first red flag. I was like, already, like we've only known each other for a week, and he's like, I would love to date you, da da da. And I was a lot younger, so I just a little bit more naive, and so like I started dating him, and like I said, everything seemed fine for maybe like the first 3 weeks. And at the time I was living in Las Vegas, Nevada, but I also like had family back here in Boston, which is now where I reside. And so I was like gonna be leaving, and then he asked if he could like stay at my apartment. Like I had a condo, so like while I was gone. And mind you, he was 11 years older than me. I don't know, just throwing that in, I forgot. And so like I leave to go to Massachusetts for 3 weeks, and like everything seemed fine. Then when I come back, like there was just like things started like coming to the surface. Like there was this girl, he was talking to this girl, and then like these slowly started like bringing other girls around. There was this one girl, and then I would like work really early in the morning at the hospital, and then and then when I came back, who was at my house, my condo, it was this girl. And like we worked different shifts. Like he worked the weekends, and I didn't. So I worked really early, and then I would get home at like 12. And then so this girl would sometimes be there, and she would text me like, hey, like I'm gonna be there later, or like just trying to see like what my work schedule was. And I was just like what? Like why are you like, no? And then my boyfriend at the time, we'll call him John, he was just like, oh, like, this is just for work, you know, like I'm starting a business, like I need models, and I need, you know, like she's the perfect fit, and da 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 da. And I'm just like, okay, like he kind of sold it. Like it didn't sit right with me, but like I was kind of just like, okay, but like why does she need to be at my house, you know? I don't know. So time goes on, and then like he tells me more, then he gets me on board with it somehow. And you know, like let me explain. So he starts like he makes business cards, and I remember like I was like so mad. I was like, why do you like why are you pursuing this? Like why do you, like I don't support this. Like I don't think that like this is a good like business idea. Like it doesn't make me feel comfortable. Like if you need a model so bad, like I'll be happy to do it. He's like, you don't have what it takes. You wouldn't want to do this, da da da. I'm like, and then finally I was just like at my breaking point. I was like, well, maybe I do want to do it. Like you never even like asked me or give me a shot, or like, so like, yeah. And so he's like, all right, well, like you can help me find, he thought of this idea. He's like, you can help me find girls. And I was just like, okay. And like I didn't know at this point, like nothing's happened. Like I'm totally naive to like the whole situation, and I just strictly thought it was like he like was for business, and like it was for his company, and like modeling, and like clothing line, and da 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 da. And he's like, you can help me, we're gonna go walk around the mall, and you can help me like find girls, and like they'll be more likely to want to because you're there, because you're a female, and they'll feel more comfortable talking to us because you're there. So I was like, okay, like, and I like that idea because I felt included, and like I felt like I had a role. Like I said, had no idea like where this was going or whatever. So yeah, and then like more and more girls, and then so we found another girl, but like I don't know. And then he was like leaving, so now it's like nighttime, and he's like, oh, like I'm jumping all, hopefully this makes sense, I don't know, but like time passes, and then he he's like leaving at odd hours. He's like, oh, I gotta go meet, I'm not gonna give her real name, I'm gonna go meet Jessica at, you know, where she just has to give me her money. And I'm just like, well, where are you meeting her? And it would be like 9 o'clock at night. And I'm like, well, can I come? And he's like, no, this is strict business. Like, I don't want you, you know, like, it's just me and her, da da da. Like, he would create this like competitive atmosphere, like fighting for his like attention. And sorry, I'm forgetting to show. And so I'm just like, what? Like, can we just like stop this? Like, and then I don't know, like I just wanted to like stop. And he's like, well, you said you were okay with it. Da, da, da. I'm like, I am, but like some of it like just doesn't make sense. One minute you're including me, next minute you're not. So like I'm so confused. And then like there's a lot more. I was like, please just like let me be one of the models. Da, 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 da. Like I was like begging and pleading because I just felt like that's the way I could like earn his love. And might sound like ridiculous, but like let's remember I was 24 and I was just, you know, really naive, and I had no idea that this was even a thing, you know. But so he's like, fine, you can be one of the models. Like he took my pictures, and like I don't know what he did with those pictures, but I have a feeling they didn't go to kind places, if you know what I mean. ColourPop, we're gonna go for a smoky eye look. So, yeah, all right, now where do we leave off? So, fast forward, this person goes to prison, or gets arrested out of my house for a different crime, and this was like truly like a blessing, because I don't know what would have happened if he didn't. So he was like, you know, definitely involved in criminal activity, and he ended up getting, yeah, like I said, he ended up getting arrested. And like, thank goodness, because I think if he did not, then I don't know what would have happened to me. I probably would have gone further. Luckily, like nothing ever happened. Like, I don't want to say too much, but like nothing ever really like bad happened to me. But if it did, it would have like continued, it would have progressed, and my story would have went a lot further, if you know what I mean. And I don't know what it would have happened. I don't know. But when he got arrested, you know, like I felt relief, and I felt scared at the same time, because at this point we were engaged. And yeah, but that's just like why I think my higher power like really stepped through for me and saved me, and like, you know, had him, you know, obviously like police and stuff arrested him. But yeah, it's just like really scary to think about, and I never considered myself like a victim. And then like my mom said, like once, like when I was telling her like that he was arrested, she was like, oh, like you're free now, like you're safe now, and hopefully the other girls are too. And I was like, it didn't make sense to me until like later. And I'm in recovery, so when I went to treatment, I you know, lots of other things were going on, but yeah, like I went to treatment, and then like when I got out, like one of my family members gave me the Jasmine Grace book. And I say it like that just because I just had no idea that was like a thing. And then that was like, I always just thought like human trafficking involved like a person, like it involved like someone that was just walking in the middle of the night, and then all of a sudden they just get stolen, and then they're never to be seen again. And like I said, that does happen, but like I would say majority of the time it happens the way that I'm saying it. It happens through coercion, time. Usually the people know each other, they build a relationship with you, and then they start slowly tearing away at, you know, your self-worth until you have nothing, and then you are willing to do whatever they say. And but luckily he went to prison, and yeah, like I said, like months later, I went to treatment for addiction, and then my family member gave me that book, and when I read the book, I was just like, what? Like, this is my life in a book. Like, literally, like, everything she was talking about, and like the coercion and like the manipulation and the tactics and the this and the that, and then like the nice and then the not nice and the showering of the gifts, and it was literally my story, like, in a book. And I like had a panic attack, and I was like so like shocked and like scared. I was like, thank God it didn't go like further than it did. And I just felt really bad, like, for the other girls that were involved that were much further in it than me. And I was just really scared, and it was a lot of emotions were like coming up, but it scared me. And then like, so I just feel like I have this like not obligation because I want to do it, but like just to raise awareness about, and it can happen to anybody. It can happen to male, female, it can happen to anybody. And like, but the more we're aware of it and the more that people talk about it, maybe the less chances there are for it to happen, or at least maybe it can at least save somebody or prevent someone from going through a lot of harm, because it takes years to undo damage like that. And especially if you did it for years. Luckily my story didn't go as deep as some other people's, but yeah, it's a scary world. So just my advice to you, or a suggestion, I suppose, is just to always remain hyper vigilant, use your gut intuition, you know, let people know where you are, watch the red flags for when stuff like this does happen. And this is just my recount, so maybe look up other people's recounts, because they'll be somewhat the same, but are similarities, I'm sure, but like they're, there's always going to be some overlap or whatever. But I'm grateful that I made it through, and that like nothing truly bad happened other than the psychological damage. But yeah, what else can I say? I have a little bit more to go. I am in recovery. I'll have 5 years on May 1st, 2020. I would say the people that are like susceptible, or like, I don't know if that's the right word, but like people that are like vulnerable, or I don't know, they go after like vulnerable people, young people, naive people, people that are young. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't want to like, just know I say it with love. But anybody can fall victim to this crime, and anybody, yeah, it's freaking scary, honestly. But let's see, what else can I say? Addiction, like sometimes they will go after people like that are addicts, vulnerable people with mental or physical disability, of different abilities. And the best way that we can prevent this from happening is just to educate ourselves, each other's, talk about things that are hard to talk about. If you guys have like any questions at all, please do not hesitate to ask. I definitely recommend reading the book Jasmine Grace. It's a memoir, and I really like memoirs. Like, my Dollar Tree luxury fan. And yeah, it's, the main thing is that like, it just, yes, that does happen. Like, people get stolen in the night and then they're never seen again. Yes, that does happen, like abductions. But most people, or I would say most of the cases that do happen are from people that they know, and then the victims don't even know that they're being involved in a crime. Look at that, I got makeup right there. I only lip plump her. And yeah, what else can I say? recovery as possible. If you're struggling today, you can let me know. I am on TikTok, and that's what made me, well, I got started on there and then I branched out to over here, and now we're gonna do a white eyeliner. But I do like mental health chats over there. I do Dollar Tree stuff, makeup reviews, makeup tutorials, and all kinds of stuff. I do mental health. I don't know if I said that already. And if you have any questions at all, let me know. I know that this is like maybe something that not everybody talks about. I don't know, but just be aware. And yeah, alright, so now we're doing a wing. I love this LA Colors eye marker. But just know I'm okay today. I'm a survivor. I'm of many things, and I'm grateful for that. Milk, this is the lash primer. Everyone's like, why do you wear white highlight, white mascara? And I'm just like, it's a primer. I'm trying to think of anything else I want to add. I don't know. Let me know down below what kind of video or story time you want me to do next, because I would want to hear what you guys want me to like say or talk about, or if you have any ideas more about addiction recovery, more crazy story times. I got a lot of crazy story times, so let me know. Rimmel Lash, and I've been using this since I was like in high school, college, I don't know. And then last but not least, I just like to plump my lips first, and then I wipe off the lip plumper because it acts like an outline. And then this is like the Hard Candy. This is in the shade Boyfriend. It's a lip liner, and yeah, tons of red flags. They go up, like usually they'll bring a lot of girls around. They'll try to make you jealous. They'll try to, and this isn't always, you know, trafficking, but just know if they use the term models, and if they use the term like, oh, that's not my business, they're bringing up, I don't know. They're like, I would just, yeah, be careful. If you listen to your gut, if anything, listen to your gut. I love this lipstick. It's like a Buttercream by Too Faced. Listen to your gut, and always let people know where you're going. Have your location on with like your best friend or someone that you love. Jeffree Star de Glace. And there it is. There it is. Alright. And that's the completed look. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys are having a great day. Stay blessed. If you have any questions, let me know. And yeah, I love you so much. Stay in recovery, whatever that looks like to you.